Man, it brings me such great joy to be able to make this video. So many people doubted. FuelCell would make the bounce back, but I'm telling you, FuelCell is a company. They're a good company. I'm actually really excited to talk about this video today and give you guys an update on this ticker symbol. So, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Trace Trades, where we get technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because a couple years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family friends and mentors that pushed me to work hard and invest my money, and I'm happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. So, if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools that are given to me here to the community, make a couple people better off than they were before, that's all that I can ask for. Last, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Now today, we have an update on ticker symbol FCEL, FuelCell Energy, and this is a company that I have always absolutely loved. I talked about this back when they were a penny stock. I got into this play back when it was $11, and it hit 20 bucks, and people freaked out. They were like, that hit piece came out talking about how it's a $10 stock, came crashing all the way back down to 15 and some change, and we saw a new high here of $25, even with everything going on with the WSB stuff. So I'm telling you, this is a strong company. These are strong charts. It's holding up extremely well, and I really like to see that this is holding up, regardless of the fact that WSB is affecting the entire market right now. So I am excited to talk about this. We're going to look at this on the 1 month chart, as well as the 1 day, 1 minute chart, both macroscopically and microscopically. I've got a couple different indicators pulled up. The RSI, which is the relative strength index. Anything over 70 is overbought. Anything under 30 is oversold. I have the 200 EMA and the 15-day moving average right here. In purple is the EMA, and in blue is the MA. The EMA is the exponential moving average, and this is just a price action based valuation trend line over a 200-day moving period. And then the 15-day MA, some brokerage accounts call this the SMA. I used to use the VWMA, but that is not available on Webull. And this is just a price action based valuation trend line over a 15-day moving period. And I like to use both of these so that we can get both a macroscopic and microscopic perspective of price action. And there's a lot of good stuff here that I'm excited to talk about. So we'll talk about that, the overall volume going into the stock, both bullish and bearish indicators. We'll level off some levels of support and resistance to give you possible entry points if you're looking to get into the stock, entry points if you have a position and are looking to improve your position, and if you're looking to dollar cost average down and get some filthy gains across the board. So with that being said, let's get into the video. But first, I would like to give a quick shout out to the guys over at the Patreon. We are 700 members strong now, which is absolutely insane to me. I'm so grateful for everybody here. Thank you so much for the support. They'll have access to this private Discord, this awesome community, and real-time insight to my personal trading. And we've got a lot of great stuff in here, including memes that sometimes I make. We've got chat and questions, investing assistance, options trading, stock bot, WSB updates to keep you up to date with the current market climate, short-term plays, mid-term plays, long-term plays, SPAC plays, cult stocks, a whole bunch of different industries and sectors. And some people in here make a really good killing on their margins. So if we just come over here to the weekly earners and learners, let's take a peek at some of this. Black Mamba turned a $95,000 profit, 74% in a single day off of AMC. We've got Itachi Uchiha up 144% in a single day. We've got Brother Darkness up 148%. Huge returns. So if you're interested in joining this awesome community full of great investors, check out the link to the Patreon in the description box down below. Now, if you're not familiar with what FuelCell is, we'll read you off a quick description. They deliver fuel cell power solutions. The company is engaged in designing, manufacturing, installing, operating, and maintaining fuel cell power solutions. The company also provides turnkey power generation solutions to the customers, including power plant installation, operations, and maintenance. The company's segment is fuel cell power plant production and research. The company offers its services to various sectors, including utility companies, municipalities, universities, government entities, and a range of industrial and commercial enterprises. The company, by utilizing its direct fuel cell plants, is commercializing a tri-generation distributed hydrogen configuration that generates electricity, heat, and hydrogen for industrial and/or transportation uses, as well as a fuel cell carbon capture solution for coal or gas-fired power plants. The company is also developing and commercializing solid oxide fuel cell plants for sub-megawatt applications. So essentially, they're a clean energy sector play, very similar to Plug, Clean Energy, CLNE, the ticker symbol. FuelCell is absolutely beautiful, and they're slightly different from the other plays in the sense that they focus on hydrogen as clean energy. Now, this does pose a little bit of implication, right, for future investments, as hydrogen to be completely blunt, is not as utilizable in the automobile sector, right? This is maybe utilizable by airplane somewhere down the road, but hydrogen in vehicles, right, is not as realistic as other sources of clean energy such as electricity. But nonetheless, I do believe very highly in FuelCell, and I have said for a long time that this company is going to do some good things. And if we look at their annual income, they are profitable. They're getting better, right? We saw 60 million in revenue in 2019 and 70 million in revenue in 2020, which is a 16.66% improvement. And if you look at their quarterly Q4, which was from October 31st, 2020, they were up 53% in total revenue, $61.1 million as compared to 18.73 million here, 18.88 million here. So year over year, they're looking pretty solid. I can't complain whatsoever. Looking at FuelCell, I'm very happy to be able to report this. And, you know, even though we're a little bit red here, right, compared to the previous quarters, I still think you're likely to see them become a more profitable company down the road and see some pretty solid returns on this stock. So let's just look at the charts here, take a quick peek at what we're looking at in terms of price action. And right now, just looking at this off the top of my head, there's some things that I am noticing in terms of price action is we do have a very respected level of support in this ascending trend line right here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different touch points. And if this does continue, you are likely to see this play out as such. Now, we do know that we have a level of resistance right now sitting at 2310 with 1, 2, 3, 4 different touch points here, 5, you could say. And I can see it playing out a couple different ways. So if we drop a trend line right now, I could see it doing something like this, where you see maybe a bounce off of this level and then a respect of this ascending level of support right here, maybe a bounce off of here. And then sometime in the next 1, 2, 3 days, this is going to continue to squeeze down, and you'll see either a push above this level of resistance or a breakdown below this level of support, this ascending level of support, which would look something like this. Now, what is more likely? Well, we have to keep a macroscopic view of the stock, right? They are growing. This is macroscopically very, very bullish. If we look at the last 3 months, they were a $2.55 stock back in, this would have been November 12th. So extreme growth here, right? FuelCell is doing absolutely beautiful, and I don't see any reason on the charts for this to discontinue. We've got very, very solid volume, very consistent volume, so it is predictable. It's holding up extremely well with all the WSB stuff happening right now, which is an extreme affirmation to me. And the opportunity for you to buy to either dollar cost average up or down, establish a position, is better than it has basically ever been, with a RSI sitting at about 45, which is not bad whatsoever. Now, if we do end up breaking down below this ascending support level, what are we looking at, right? What is the most likely level for this to drop down to? Well, based on what I'm seeing right now, we do have a level of support. It's not very strong, right? But we do have one with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 different touch points. And that is sitting at about $19.37. You can actually say 7 right here with that included. So if we do break below this ascending support line, I do think it's pretty likely that you see a bounce off of 1937 and following by, you know, a little bit of buying pressure stepping back up. So if that does happen, I would expect the RSI to come down pretty close to that 30 on the RSI indicator. But this is overall bullish territory. I find it very, very unlikely. This is a respected level of support. We have seen that being respected very heavily in the past week of trading. And unless this is broken down, right, I'd be very, very surprised to see this do anything but go in an upward direction. So more likely, I think, to be the case is a tightening and squeezing of price action in this pennant formation and an eventual break above that level of resistance, which will then bring us to 2 more levels of resistance. The first being right here, sitting at about $24.02, and the second being the high, the all-time high, sitting at $25. Now, FuelCell, I'm telling you, I'm so glad for everybody out there that held a position in this company when that dip happened, because I'm telling you, I told everybody, I said, this company is going to continue to grow. That hit piece will pass. It is microscopic. It's a blip in terms of the growth of this company, and all you need to do is look at the charts for any sort of affirmation, right? This is bullish. The worst that we've really seen in the last 3 months is some consolidation, right? We saw about a 2-week period of time where this floated between 737 and 870, and it still grew. It was still going up, just not as quickly, right? So what we're looking at right now is a possible pullback, right? We haven't seen it happen yet, but if we do see a pullback, I think you're likely to see it happen down to 1937 at the very worst. at the very worst, to be completely blunt. This looks good. We are looking very solid right now in terms of, I mean, if you look at this on a 3-month chart, right, we're sitting at 48 right now. That is not bad. This looks very bullish, and I absolutely love this. An entry point at around $21.03 I think will treat you well. And if you see it break below that ascending trend line, $19.37 is even better. That is a great opportunity to either dollar cost average up or down or establish a position, because I do anticipate that FuelCell will continue to grow. I had a price target at the end of the year of this to be a $35 stock, and I'm going to upgrade that to $50. Now, I know that is absolutely insane to think, but it is only January 31st right now, and we touched $25 amidst all this crazy shenanigans happening right now in the market. Not to call it shenanigans, I actually do believe in what's happening, but this is extremely bullish territory, guys. We've had a nice gap here between the 15 moving average and the 200 EMA. We had a slight cross under right here, right? And people scooped that up as an opportunity to buy, and it immediately gapped right back up. Most of the time when we see this even slightly approach the 200 EMA, it just steps back up. I think the growth of this stock is going to continue. I love FuelCell. I love the price action on the charts. I like the premise of the company. Let's change it over to the 1-day, 1-minute chart for any other confirmations that we may see. And we did see a little bit of a sell-off here. We had a double top right here, which is typically a bearish indicator, to be completely transparent. I do not have a position in this stock currently. I had a lot of shenanigans happen with my account, with Fidelity liquidating my positions in AMC, BB, and NOK. I had a mishap happen with SNPW. I was day trading, had a family emergency come up. You've probably already seen all this if you've been tracking the channel for a while, but I did end up selling out of FuelCell to dollar cost average down in SNPW, as I got hammered pretty bad on that and needed to fix my position. But I will be reestablishing into FuelCell when I do deposit my next check into Webull. And I love this company, and now is the time to get into this stock if you're looking to do so. So what I'm looking at right now, we do have that double top, as I had mentioned. And in terms of daily levels of support or resistance, you know, the after hours were a little bit choppy. Not a lot of price action happening here. But we did have a nice bottom at $20.51. So in the very near term, this is an acting level of support that would ride along with what we are seeing on the 1-month chart. And if we do take a quick peek at what that looks like, this does line up pretty well with a tightening of price action. So let's say, you know, leading into the next trading day, right? Instead of following this overall upward ascending level of support, we've continued to follow right here on this level of support at 2051. You know, that's not the end of the world, but I think more likely you're going to see a following of this upward trend line, as that is being backed by multiple touch points over a large period of time. And we want as many touch points over the largest period of time as possible to validate any sort of support or resistance or indicators on the charts for a stock. So it looks very bullish. I love the price action here. 1-day chart, slightly bearish day, right? We did finish the day red, but did come back a little bit here in the after hours, finishing off at $21.15, and we closed the day under $21. So I love everything about the stock. We did have a crossover here on the 15 MA back over the 200 EMA. Price action a little bit choppy. Keep that in the back of your mind, but everything here is screaming to me this is a buying opportunity. And you guys know I always keep it 100. I never BS. I try to keep it as transparent as possible. And I love FuelCell. I've talked about this forever, and I will always continue to do so. So that is what I have for the video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. And lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. Webull is the brokerage platform you're watching me use right now. This is version 4 for the desktop. It is a great platform that allows you to trade in the pre-market starting at 4 a.m. CST, so it helps you get ahead of time-sensitive plays. Great tool to use. If you use my link, you'll receive 4 free stocks with a $100 deposit, 2 upon opening the account, and 2 upon validation of the $100 deposit. I will also receive a free stock. Great way to support the channel. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. I just appreciate your support, my friends, by taking the time to watch my videos. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.